G'day folks. It's time for a little weekend update. And yes, it is only Thursday because, well, we've pretty much caught up with everything at work, so it's great. The two guys I've been teaching, they're just going to run some jobs off tomorrow, or stock parts, machining, that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm pretty much free for tomorrow. So I'm going to keep fixing this rat problem. You can see I've got this all pulled out again. The smell's vastly diminished, but the problem is that concrete is still giving off a horrible smell. I think painting it made it worse. And the smell when I lifted that up is just, oh god. Yeah, that's just bad. So I'm going to end up getting some diffuser plastic from this old LCD television, which I still have to turn into a overhead lamp. So I'm going to take some of that diffuser plastic and just stick it down over the whole area. We'll make a sarcophagus. The other thing was, I moved that computer over there, the Athlon XP one, out of the way, and there was a dead mouse, or dead rat, right there. Big bastard. So it's obviously come along probably the night after I fixed all this up and moved everything back, and just conked out right there. So it spent the last week rotting away in that corner, so yeah. No more baits. I'm going to have to get some rat traps. Baits are good, very, very effective, and so far I haven't had a problem, but just having all these ones die around here, not so good. But yeah, the smell's vastly gone, thank God. It's not nice having to come in and turn the exhaust fan on all night while it's a freezing cold night anyway. Yeah, it's still cold and wet out there, rather unpleasant. Don't really want to go stripping that metal cabinet out yet. Either way, I'm going to clean up in here tonight. It's definitely overdue for it. I pulled the rocker covers off the 253 and they're rusted, but there's no obviously bent push rods or anything like that. I'd say it's a burnt valve since this has been on LPG. It's had a Sprint gas system Australia. Yeah, it's been on LPG, and that's probably why I didn't find the bottom half of the air cleaner, because that would have had the mixing plate and everything in it. Yeah, I'd say she's burnt a valve. Either way, air conditioner works, ran that for a while and it seems to be happy. Just needs it clean once the weather improves. I'll sort of package that back up carefully and stick it outside. I went to the yard today, the scrap yard that is. Friggy brought in some of this stuff, which is, well, as you can tell, line sets, still sealed up. So I bought both of them for 55 bucks. The guy said he bought it just, well, the yard manager bought it just for me, and I wasn't going to say no because he would have made a loss on it considering what he paid for it. But still, $55 for a massive roll of, what's that, 3/4 and 3/8, and a massive roll of half inch, not quite half inch. No, that's 3/8. What's that one? 5/16. I'd say that'd be 5/16, 3/8, and 1/4. Yeah. So that's for smaller split systems. That's for the bigger ones, like the Lennox that's sitting out there. So I've got more line sets than I know what to do with, since I don't install air conditioners as a profession, but it's always good to have lines as a hobbyist. You can run them anywhere you want in your workshop. Hell, I could stick the condensing unit out the back, stick the cassette up here, and run lines all the way down the length of the shed. All I've got to do is add maybe another couple of pounds of refrigerant to fill the lines up. That's about it. So yeah, I've got to find a place to put them. What else? A good shifter. Wherever that went. There's a good 8-inch Sid Chrome shifter in a pile of old, probably deceased estate clear out stuff. Same sort of deal, old car parts, hubcaps, that sort of shit. Stuff I can't really use. But I found a nice old Sid Chrome proper shifter in it, so plus one for the tool collection, which I already don't have a big toolbox for. Yeah, that fell out the back of an old 90s Holden Astra, aka an Opel Astra. I'm going to see if it fits the Festiva. I'll do the wheel hub test with the old Corolla front wheel hub. If it doesn't fit, I'll probably put even more air pressure in it and just leave it as a sacrificial offering for the excavator at the scrapyard. It likes devouring tyres. They make a very loud bang. Very satisfying. The whole Astra's there as well, by the way, so we're definitely going to have to go poppy on all of its tyres. God awful cars those were. And I'm going to get flamed by Opel fans, but they have a horrible reputation in Australia. Diesel engine mounts, marine mounts. They have been used, but they don't seem to have collapsed or anything, so they'll be good for hobby use. You can normally tell when they're flogged out, they just float around or busted up inside, but they look pretty good. If anything, they've been used lightly and taken out as second handies, sat on the shelf for a while, and then someone decided to get rid of them. And we had a big scrap clean out at work, so I figured instead of throwing this in the steel bin, I'd bring it home and have a look at it. I almost threw it in the steel bin, same with that. I know that's grinding up and making bad noises, but I can still use that shaft there. That shaft fits these spindles of these DC motors. So I can do what I did on the electric motorcycle, mini cycle, and just punch that out of the gearbox and cut it off and machine it to fit whatever sprocket I want. So the rest of it's scrap, but I can punch that worm out and remachine and weld whatever I want to that little socket drive. This one here, the gearbox leaked its oil out, and as you can see, it has stripped all the paint off it. Like, it is nasty. It's not actually oil, it's like a monoethylene glycol, or no, it's not monoethylene, it's sort of like brake fluid, as someone described it. I was discussing this in a previous video when I was working on the mini bike, and I described this motor as I found it. Like, this has been out in the weather for a while, and most of it's washed off, but you can see clearly it's attached the powder coating on the stator. Or sorry, the magnet housing, the outer housing. Yeah, so there's probably no oil left, or no goo left in this speed reducer, but yeah, the motor probably isn't salvageable either. It's been like this for a while. It's bad news for motors because it's so corrosive. I think it attacks the insulation between the commutator bars, and you start getting shorts and even commutator separation. It just goes pop after a while. So that lot's probably toast, but it'd make for a good equipment autopsy, or at least an attempted repair. But we generally throw them out. I've thrown tons in the steel bin at work. I've already got enough of those DC motors. I think I've got about 8 now, and I've thrown probably another 8 out. So yeah, you can only have so many DC motors. Either way, that's enough rambling on for now. I just want to get stuck into working and tidy up in here. There's nothing much else to do. Bad weather everywhere. I think further up north in the state is getting flooded. Your friends up in Shepparton area should hopefully alright, because we don't need them getting washed out, nor anyone else. I mean, it's the same thing, probably roughly the same time last year. Brisbane and everything ended up underwater. Or whenever it was. Yeah, it was last year. It's been about 12 months. But yeah, Toowoomba got flooded, Brisbane got flooded. Yeah, not very nice. Oh, and your mate Joey was wondering why we have such coarse tread in Australia, and I was actually I was asking the question because I think that's like a snow tread, or M&S. I've never seen something like that on a small passenger car before. It's an American tyre, so you can sort of understand that. Oh well, it's not really a snow pattern. It's just really coarse for such a small car. It would have been noisy as hell. Oh, there's a shifter. 12-inch, that's it. Not an 8-inch, it's a 12-inch. Works fine. Don't throw out old tools. Sell them to people like me who already have enough tools. Way more than enough tools. We've got tools, we've got G-clamps and stuff. Found them on the side of the road. Tyre levers and... yes. Lots of tools. And nowhere to put them. Oh well, that's enough for tonight.